Hello, and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Ethereum is still in this sort of downtrend. We haven't seen any significant rally from the low or any substantial bounce. In fact, actually, we are still likely in this downtrend. In this video, we want to take a look at the microstructure again. I discussed it in the previous video, I think at length, that we could be either in the white count or the yellow count. Both point to the downside, especially as long as we are below 3,467. There is no need to change here the interpretation or the, let's say, the overall scenario on the chart. The idea is still that we are in a C wave to the downside. In the previous video, I explained that it's likely that we have started this wave 5 to the downside of wave C, of the larger fourth wave correction. And I'm not entirely sure about the microstructure, however, because this here, would typically, this C wave, based on the length of the A wave to the downside, which bottomed on the 13th of April. So based on the length of the A wave, we can calculate the length of the C wave, right? And the 100% extension, which is often a key target for a C wave, points towards $2,690. And well, we are far away from that. So I'm okay, there is no need for the price to get there. The price doesn't need to do anything. It's all about probabilities, but I have only rarely really seen C waves in the past which haven't reached a 100% extension. So it's quite likely we get to 2,700, or at least I'd say we should reach that orange support region. But if you look at the microstructure here on the chart, the idea is that we are already in the fifth wave, which is the last wave of the C wave. Okay, that should be an ABC structure, but still there should be some extensions then. This is not very likely because fifth waves, while they do extend from time to time, it's more likely for a third wave to extend, which means which is why I've added the yellow count to the chart. The yellow scenario indicates a more extended third wave and that the third wave is still unfolding. That is all sort of, the academic side is not so important at the moment because the focus is on lower in both scenarios. And if we zoom in a little bit, then the idea is that this here is currently an A wave to the downside because we're dealing with an overall diagonal. So this would be the A wave. Now, an A wave can be a 3-wave move. An A wave can be a 5-wave move. We don't know which one it is. This here looks a little bit more like a 5-wave move that's unfolding. We have 5 waves in wave 1. Then we have a small wave 2. The third wave could still be unfolding. The next support is at 3,268 and then 3,240. Then we could see a fourth wave bounce and another move down in wave 5. And then we've got 5 waves. Either way, there is currently absolutely no indication that this initial move down is finished. Even if the A wave is a 3-wave move, even that last wave could get another low or a few more downside squiggles. The initial resistance is defined between $3,310 and $3,352. That's the nearest resistance. Only a break above this initial resistance zone, would send the price into the larger resistance, which is then this B wave resistance. If you want to stay up to date, you can also check out our X Twitter channel. I posted here a couple of hours ago about ETH as well. So here you already could see the relevant resistances and so on. So make sure that you follow here as well if you're interested. It's not only ETH we're updating, but also other coins from time to time. Well, there are way more updates in the gold membership, but this is all for free. And there's some additional stuff about mindset and so on. You'll find the link in the description. The idea is that we are either still in this third wave of wave A, or maybe we are already in the fourth, but still one more low seems likely. Okay, and the next support levels were mentioned. So I'd say ideally we get to around about 3,240 before we start the B wave to the upside. That's just what I see right now. This is really an analysis on the or about the microstructure. And then the larger resistance area, so let's assume the A wave was completed already, which I don't assume is the case, but let's assume it was. Then the current larger resistance or standard resistance for the B wave, it's between 3,370 and 3,467. From here then, a larger C wave to the downside could unfold. And then we just need to see, okay, is this wave C of, for example, 3, or is it already the end of the 5th wave? But that will depend on how low we go and where we react and how we react to one of these pivots, because only with a break above resistance in 5 waves, we have some indication of a low. For now, the trend is down, and let's say in the very short term, the most bullish scenario I could imagine from here is a larger B wave into this upper resistance area. Only a break above it would make me look for other scenarios. I mean, I talked about it on the Bitcoin chart, that there is another scenario that particularly applies to Bitcoin, where we could get a larger bounce and then come down again. I don't really see that from here, even though it's of course possible that we could get some kind of a strange extended B wave, but it's not anything I would focus on right now until I get further evidence for that, because there is no setup for it. So trend is still down, and yeah, it looks as if we might go down a little bit lower, but it requires the price to stay below 3,467. A break above it would indicate we have to reinterpret the chart. That's my update about Ethereum. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.